parents, if your cat isn't using its litter box and you've got house soiling issues, if your cat suddenly starts urinating or defecating, that's a posh word for wee or poo, but if they start suddenly weeing outside of the litter box, you need to go and get this checked. If you can get a wee sample from them, there are special little crystals that you can get and pop in a litter tray. Or if it's on the floor, you just get a syringe it up and take it along to your vet. Get your vet to test the urine. Same thing, if it's suddenly pooping outside of the box and it's never done it before, then you need to take your cat along to the vet and get it checked, because underlying health conditions can coexist with behavioural ones. So that's why it's always important to go to your vet to get them checked first. And then once you've ruled out health issues, then you can rule in behavioural ones. One of the main causes for household soiling or accidents, they're not accidents by the way, because cats never do anything by accident, and it's perfectly appropriate for that cat to go and wee where it wants to, say for example on your bedding, because maybe the litter isn't soft enough. The amount of times I see litter trays and the litter just isn't deep enough. You need to understand that cats really like to dig, and they like something that's soft under paw, and that they can like think like sand. They were desert creatures, so innately they like to dig, and they would have dug in sand. So it's no good giving them hard granular litter. There is a litter I recommend. My cats all use Van Cat, and it is the best. I call it the Rolls Royce of cat litter. This isn't sponsored by them in any way, by the way, so full disclosure there, but I'm just being honest, that's the litter that I go to. And if I've got any clients that have issues with litter aversion, it's always the one I recommend, and they literally message me back and say, oh my gosh, this litter is an absolute game changer, it's changed my life. Do you know what? It's probably changed their cat's life even more. So if your cat's actually soiling on the bedding, that's a key sign that the litter isn't up to scratch. And here we are going to throw you a curveball, because some cats actually like one type of litter to pee in and one type of litter to poo in. So one thing you can do is provide them with a litter buffet, and then they can have a choice of which litter, and then they can vote with the feet which litter they like. And another thing is tray aversion. So if you have got a cat tray with a hood on, that's absolutely fine if your cat's going in. If your cat isn't going in there, has it got one of those flaps? Because this is my biggest bugbear, and I'm always ranting about them, and I ranted about them in kitten kindergarten last week. They are for humans. I don't mean humans go into the tray, but they are for humans, because cats don't need a flap to go in and out. It doesn't make them feel any safer. If anything, it can actually make them feel trapped. That flap is there so litter doesn't come out, so it doesn't annoy us humans. But whose toilet is it? It's the cat's. So take those flaps off. That could be another reason. You can tell I'm really passionate about that, can't you? The cat could be triggered by another cat in the external environment, and it might want to exhibit this stress by marking in the house to make it feel more secure. If its scent is there, it's going to feel safer. It will deter that cat. Is your cat spayed or neutered? They're both the same thing, but different terminology. Your cat must be neutered, because not only will this help prevent household soiling, it's also a great health measure as well. The cleaning protocol is crucial once you have a house soiling incident, and go on to my pin post for that. That's why it's there. It's one of those videos, it's really nerdy, it's not got the most views, but it's the most useful. So if you go and watch that, you need to clean, and you need to get a black light. And if you don't know what a black light is, it's one of these, and it's not called black because a black light because it's black. It shows up UV. So if you use this when it's quite dusk, and you shine it on the area that's been soiled, it will show you where you need to clean. So your household cleaning is going to be crucial, and then you want to provide different types of trays in different locations, because it might be that your cat doesn't like to go where you've put it. And hygiene standards. If your cat doesn't have a clean litter box up to their standards, and you've just been a lazy mum or dad and you can't be bothered to scoop out, you're gonna pay the cost because they're going to go somewhere else. And I always blame the M6. I always say, think about those toilets on the M6. Sorry, M6, but your toilets are shocking in some places. And you go into one cubicle and it's horrid, and you go into another. Well, your cat is going to do that, and if it hasn't got another tray to go to, well, guess what? It's going to go in a corner in a room somewhere. So literally taking the time to make sure that your cat litter tray is always scrupulously clean, then that's going to save you picking it up from your duvet or something. And also think of the style of your litter tray. So if you've got a senior cat that's got arthritic issues, then they're going to need a really, really shallow tray that they can get into, because their joints will be hurting them. So don't assume that just because your cat's getting old and it starts soiling outside of the box that, oh, it's just what old cats do. They don't. It's probably because it's painful for it to get in. And again, if that litter is really, really hard to dig, or it's pellets or rough, that's going to put extra strain on the very, very delicate aging paws. So that's something else. It comes back to litter again, another subject I'm really passionate about. So have you ever faced litter box challenges with your cat? Raise your hand. I have. Put me a hand up in the comments and tell me, how did you solve it?